Quick video. Got home last night from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And let me tell you, if I had it to do again, no way. It was one of those situations where Kathy's sister, picked all this out, where we're going, what we're doing while we're there. Because they go on a trip somewhere every year, her and her husband. They went to Cuba last year. And I guess it's bucket list stuff that they're just going, we did it. Because from the Cuban trip, from what I understood, it was nothing but you're in a compound and you don't leave it. And they said the food was poor. And it was just, one of those deals where you go into a place and that's where you are. Nothing really to do. But we went to Puerto Vallarta, and it was nice accommodations. It wasn't upscale. It was nice. But like they had experienced in Cuba, the food was awful. The food was just wow. It was all frozen stuff, you could tell. The couple of days on the lunch buffet that they had hamburgers, you could tell they were frozen. There was zero juice in them. Zero. It was like cardboard. You could just crumble them. It was just terrible. All the drinks were watered down. I think even the Cokes and the Sprites, because it was terrible. I couldn't get anything to drink that tasted worth a damn. I had some vodka and Sprites, and the stuff was so watered down, and they were using diet on everything, and I wanted regular Coke, and they brought me a diet, and I'm like, no, not diet, no D. I want regular. Oh, that's regular. No, it's not. I know fucking about. Don't tell me that. I've been drinking Coca-Cola since I was born. Tell me that's right. There's a Sprite and the alcohol. Her sister said somebody tipped her off and said, take like a Yeti, with you, because the drinks they serve are in itty bitty cups. So it's all complimentary with the package, but they're these little bitty cups. So we took Yetis. And the first day there, swim up to the swim up bar. They had nice pool areas and stuff. Their beach sucked. It was a sucky beach. It was a beach that went, here's the back of the resort and here's the beach, and it went straight down, a bunch of rocks in the water right there. We didn't even go in the ocean. It was pretty cold, and plus, hell, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are so damn fat, they couldn't have made it down the beach and back up the hill. We'd had to carry them up. Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law, they big people, big. We can bake with you guys. What's crazy about this shit, and luckily I do all the time, I just went in to my fasting mode, and basically at breakfast each morning I would try to find some scrambled eggs that weren't runny, because almost every day they were runny. The bacon they made was such a cheap brand. I don't even know if it was real bacon. And they cooked it real crispy, but you couldn't eat it. It was like beef jerky. You had to rip it. And like, it was bad. Got a raisin muffin one morning, and the raisins were hard as a rock. Just hard as a rock. And I was spitting them out. What the hell is that in a muffin? Hang on, let me answer Kathy back. She's already gone to work. Hold on. All right, we got that covered. But yeah, very disappointed. Very disappointed. The one thing that was good was the service was great. I mean, everywhere you went. Actually, in some points, especially like at the airport, oh my God, it was too much. People coming at you from everywhere, trying to scam you, and you get a sheet that says, now when you get to the airport, you go find these people, and they'll be wearing these blue Hawaiian shirts. Do not, in capital letters, go with anyone else. Go find these people. They have a stand and all this. And sure enough, man, as you head out, people are, hey, 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 where you going? Where you going? And we're listening to the deal. We're like, oh, we're fine, we're fine. And the last guy, as we get to the door, say, hey, where y'all going? We said, we're looking for Amstar. They should be right here. No, they're over here. And we're like, what? And he goes, yes, yes, come here, come here, come here. They're right over here. And the guy goes, oh, you're going to this hotel. We're like, yeah. And I said, but if you're with Amstar, you should know where we're going. You're supposed to take us there. Well, let me show you some stuff. Okay, we have some deals. And he starts trying to sell us shit. I'm just standing there looking at him. Forget it. Let's go. And we just walked away. Oh, wait, senor, we help you. We give you coupons. Or whatever. But it was two of the funnest things was just riding with the freaking cab drivers out there. Man, I want to sign them up for NASCAR road racing. Them suckers, man, they funny. No vehicle we rode in had any suspension. Then we were leaving. This van pulls up, has a Mercedes-Benz logo on the front. And I'm like, hey, man, we going to get to ride in a Mercedes-Benz? He goes, yes, this is for you, but it's a Toyota. I'm like, so you take the emblem off and put a Mercedes emblem on it when you got inside. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a Toyota. But this, oh, wow. So basically, the food was terrible. It was different. The service was fine, but you constantly, even at the hotel, you couldn't walk through this common area without. There's 3 or 4 companies that have tables in there, and they're like, "Excuse me, would you like to know about some of our, our packages?" No, no, we don't. No. Oh, it'll only take a few minutes. If I wanna know about your package, I'll come to you and go, "Hey, what do y'all do? What are y'all doing here?" But yeah, it was it was a trip. One of the things I noticed pretty quick, and this is totally opposite of the U.S. You wouldn't ever find this in the U.S. anywhere, and it's something I certainly did appreciate. All the males that worked in the hotel or at restaurants, they were all clean shaven, clean cut, nice tight, nice haircuts, dressed nice, uniforms nice, not wearing messy stuff, not all tatted up in their face and their arms. And I was like, hey, this is, these people, they follow the code of, you only as good as you look type of stuff. But everybody's very, very, very together with their look and their dress, and the service was great. And because they know tips is their, tips are their main function. That's the way a lot of them make money. And one of the best parts of the whole trip was during Tuesday or Wednesday or something. We're talking about navigating just through Houston Airport. It's so huge, right? And then this airport in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, it's not very big, but it's packed. And so my brother-in-law goes, if you want to go through, the airport's easy. Just get a cane. If you have a cane, you walk up to the counter. You're gonna get a wheelchair immediately. Hold on. So I went and bought a cane right there in this little area. We went for that was such a waste of money. We went on this Rhythms of the Night, like dinner and performance deal. And sister-in-law talked us into it. So we're sitting there in the deal and we're talking about it. And there's all shops everywhere. And I said, well, I'm gonna go see if anybody's got a cane. So the shop right across from me, I go in there. These guys have these canes. And of course, everything's in pesos. I sit there and I ask him, how much is that? He says, 2,800 pesos. And while we were down there, we're getting 17 to 1. It's pretty much what we got everywhere. And so I'm sitting there doing the math. I'm like, that's like 190 American dollars. I was, that's crazy. That's no bueno. No bueno. And he's like, oh, hold on. He gets a calculator. He said, the American dollars. Oh, let me see. He said, how much you pays? I said, what do you mean, how much will I pay? And you fixing to do fuzzy math? No, it's okay. I just, and he does math. And he says, $160. And I said, that ain't that math. I said, I ain't paying you $160 for a cane. He's like, oh, no. And he says, you're good. You're a nice guy. I'll give you a discount. And I'm like, okay, give me a discount. And he goes over to his buddy and he says, yeah, good. They're talking Spanish, this cane. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, see. And he recalculates. And he's like, and I said, I'll give you $100. Yes. See, $100. And he flashes the calculator. Yes, $100. Okay. I'll take you for $100. But this is crazy. So I get to the airport yesterday with my cane. And the best English speaking person we'd met yet. Nice Hispanic girl. Checks us in. And I said, do y'all have assistance? She says, yes. I'll get you assistance. Calls over a guy with a wheelchair. So my sorry ass, I'm riding in a wheelchair through the airport, and Kathy's walking and talking to the guy. And I'm like, so how much do you make per hour here? And he goes, what? I make per hour? I said, yeah. Do you get hourly wage? Like when you come in, do you get $10 an hour for 5, 6, 8 hours? He's, no. I said, well, how do you get paid? He goes, tips. And I said, you do this all day? Hey, Diesel, stop. Stop, boys. Fred, if you're going to bark, go out there. And so I'm like, you push these wheelchairs around all day. Diesel. Jeez, these guys. I said, you push these wheelchairs around all day, and you're just hoping somebody tips you. They tip you. And he kind of just smiles. He goes, some days, only, 1 or 2. He said, some days it's very busy. And so I was just like, fuck, can't he get this dude some money, man? I just reached in my wallet. We took a bunch of 1s, 5s, 10s, 4 tips. And what I had left in there, I just grabbed it all and handed it to him. He goes, oh, is this for me? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, no, it's too much. I said, no, it's not. I said, how many days, poor guy, how many days have you humped people through here and they were total assholes and they didn't tip you shit? They give you $1. They give you 17 pesos. 17 pesos don't buy nothing. All right. So I tried to help him out. And then something happened that excuse me. I'm pretty sure you're not going to see in the U.S. happen. The girl that checked me in, we go to our gate, and she's also servicing our gate. So I walk up to her, and I go, oh, by the way, I didn't even ask. I said, will there be assistance for me when I get to Houston? I said, that airport's huge. And she's like, oh, yes, I did. I did. I let them know you need it. I said, oh, thank you. You're so good. She says, yeah. And we're sitting there waiting. And she comes over to me and she goes, excuse me, sir. What is your name? I said, Gartman. And she goes, okay. She goes, I didn't ask. I've got to go put in the request. I didn't do it right. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I told Kathy, I said, you gotta appreciate that. The honesty in that. She could have just said, forget it, When he lands in Houston, he gonna find out, But she came to me, and so as we're leaving, I gave her $10. Oh, no. She wouldn't even close her hand on it. No. And she put it in Kathy's face. No. I can't do it. And I said, yeah, you did the right thing. I said, that's rare. It should be awarded. You did the right thing. You didn't have to. You could just let this gringo go. And you didn't. And she's, oh, thank you. And her coworkers were like, oh my goodness. And she's like, it was like they'd never gotten it before. But my review of Puerto Vallarta and the the hacienda at Crystal Palace. Yeah, go. I give it a C at best. A C. Alright. Y'all crazy. What y'all barking at? What are you barking at? Sorry guys. Fred, don't bark. That's crazy when you get home. You've been gone a bit and things change. I just looked out that patio door and catty corner straight back. First thing my eye saw was on the neighbor's property, a big tree fell. It rained all week while we were gone. And it was beautiful weather. It's beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. Oh, but the excursion, we go to this port. You have to pay $3 American each person, maritime fee, to get on the little boat. And they pack about 70 people on this open whole boat. It's like a double decker. And the chairs, the seating in it are lawn chairs, white lawn chairs. And my sister and brother-in-law are so fat, they can barely sit in them. And the legs are bending. I can just see them snapping. Oh, with the boat, right? I can just see them snap. So we take this cheesy boat. And as soon as the people get on, there's a bar, right? We had a little wristband for open bar. We didn't have to pay if you had a wristband. And of course, everybody had a wristband. Hey. And so, soon you get on, people are getting drinks. Guys already got pitchers of beer, pitchers of rum punch, pitchers of margarita. Hey, stop, guys. If y'all want to bark, we'll go outside. Frederick. So, the booze is flowing, immediately. And so we take off, and the guy after, we'd never heard this before, nobody ever said this. Stop, guys. That the host says, okay, everybody, all right, let's go outside. Come on, let's go. Come on, David. Come on, Fred. Oh, there he is. John, go home. Oh my God. The Great Dane from next door, John, is out. And my dogs, they lose their mind at John. He's a big old boy. But we find out that this trip in this little jinky boat, completely loaded, is an hour trip. It's an hour trip over to the other end of the island. If you've never been to Puerto Vallarta, it's kind of a horseshoe deal, big mountains and stuff. And so at the very tip of it, they put in this Rhythms of the Night. It's kind of a Mayan slash acrobatics slash performance, right? Well, we get there, and the trail all the way up, but it's a trail, and they've got all this stuff up in there, and they got people in costumes that look like a lizard and an owl and all this crazy stuff. Well, the trail going up is a natural trail. It's got high spots, low spots. It's got rocks sticking out. It's got roots sticking out, and it's an uphill grade. My sister-in-law down there died when we got there. She had to go to the bathroom. Well, the bathroom was good 200 yards uphill to the bathrooms. It was 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It took her to get to the bathroom and back. She had to stop 2 or 3 times just to breathe. You couldn't breathe. And again, the food was terrible. And the show was like maybe I'd call it a college performance, theater performance. It wasn't great. They had some guys that were really good acrobatics. You know, they could do flips and stuff, and they did a few things. And it was just wow. I learned a valuable lesson there. You know, if you're going to go on a trip like that, research it yourself, book it yourself, find out what's up for yourself. Don't trust other people. Can y'all hold on a second? I think I gotta let 7 out. I'm coming. Crazy morning. Dogs are losing it. But yeah, do your own stuff on that. My sister-in-law, she I think she took on the advice of other people, and those people didn't have the same standards, obviously. So just a warning to those who are thinking about that. Make sure and ask all the pertinent questions. You know, is it really spread out? Is there a lot of walking? You know, is the trip, you know, what's the trip like? What's the compound like? What are we looking at here? And I think you'll be better served. But on that note, done with that. How about Texas? Let's go, Texas. Let's secure that border, baby. I love it. Let's secure that border. It's it's our right in the Constitution that if something like this happens, we have every right to protect ourselves. And I love it that like 15 other states are pitching in manpower and help. And I don't know if somebody knows, put in the comments. What's up with the convoy deal? I keep seeing the convoy. It's headed for the Texas border. It's headed for the Texas border. And great, super. But I haven't seen a lot of information on it. It's just media's not covering it. I ain't seen much on the social media. But yeah, there's reports on the news going around Texas. Sheriffs are doing press conferences saying, as the top authority in my county, I have the authority to deputize as many people on site, arm them as I feel anytime is the need. And he said, when it comes to it, I will be deputizing people in this county. So men, you know, be ready. And that's pretty cool. We ain't gonna rely on the federal government. We're sovereign. We can take care of ourselves. Just get out of our way. And you see in Eagle Pass where the compound they used to hold people in, that Shelby Park, they had thousands of refugees in there. That was a holding area. And then they'd take 100 at a time and process them and give them their phone and give them their debit card and put them on a bus, take them wherever they want to go. Put them on a plane, wherever they want to go. They just had to say a city and they'd take you there. And so that Shelby Park now is surrounded by razor wire. Nobody's in there. There's a great video of this whole group. They had a bunch of clothes and blankets, and so they covered the razor wire and got up on top of this box car. On the other side, DPS is sitting there. They come down one at a time. They cuff them, put them in. They're arresting them. They're not freaking taking them and processing them. And they're arresting them and they're deporting. It's great. That's the way it should be. It was, this has just gone on too long. And Governor Abbott, we're behind you. You know how Texans are. We're proud of our homes. We want to protect them. We will. If the federal government fails us, we're not going to fail us. We're going to do what's right. We're going to do what we have to do. And I hope my first video back on my channel, I just got back up. I did this and the heading says home like that because I was just going to do a test. And I clicked on this channel and it came up. But I hope I don't get it taken down for telling the truth, about my state. These are all my opinions. YouTube is not reliable for any of my opinions. And I don't want you to take my channel down again when I'm telling the truth about what's going on. Please don't be like that. You're bad enough. But thank God for Texas. I saw Ted Cruz. Hey, Diesel. Fred, stop. But I heard Ted Cruz talk about that New York, Chicago, Atlanta, California, several cities, several big cities where we've been shipping them some friendlies, so they think, are coming out doing press conferences saying, hey, this illegal immigration is killing this city. Mayor of New York, 100,000 is killing their city. 9.6 million have come across the border since Biden got in office, and he's crying about 100,000. Think about here in Texas, And so those people are calling for a stoppage at the border. You got to secure it. And nobody's listening but Texas. And you got to hope that these people are going to they'll do the right thing and back us up, because this affects them now. They see how it affects you, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all. So thank God for Texas. We got to do what we got to do. Let's see, anything else? I got nothing much. Then we just had that trip. My God, it's good to be home. I went into fasting mode on that trip. I ate a little bit for breakfast each day, and that was it. And my brother and sister-in-law are eating huge plates of this food, man. They're scarfing it down. I can't hardly take the sight of it, much less the taste of it. It was terrible. But it's good to be home. And everybody pray for Texas. Pray for this country. Everybody, if y'all hadn't heard, there's a few legitimate sources I trust saying basically the game plan for the left is around May or June, that Biden is Gonna step down. He said, I'm not going. And they're gonna bring in Michael and put him with Gavin. Hold on, guys. These dogs. Just 1 second. They're killing me. Y'all killing me. You're killing me, Fred. You're killing me. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. That is enough. Every time I try to live stream. But but that's what I'm hearing. And I don't have any reason to not believe that. Because they're going to have to throw a Hail Mary. Because, and that's the beauty of Trump putting him getting all of his rallies and all of this on tape. That proves the majority want a new president. So that's pretty obvious. The way the Democrats are being so sleazy and they're not even having primaries. They're just saying it's Joe, man. They ain't even letting nobody contest at all. So they're gonna pull a slick one. They're gonna try and pull a slick one, and it's gonna be crazy. They're pushing for civil war big time. They're pushing in so many ways. Everybody just gotta keep a cool head. And I think Texas is gonna serve as a good example of how to take control without violence. That how to assert your authority without, completely violating people. And we're gonna get this under control. And we hope that come November, when the right person is in, that first thing he does is shut the border. Not just start sending people. Shut the border. Close the gates. Nobody's coming in. Nobody. I think that's what needs to be done. North and south. Shut it down. Shut it down. Back up. Get our ducks in a row. Get our shit together. And then start doing it the way it's supposed to be done. Unless you have the proper paperwork to seek asylum with all the legitimate reasons, you can come visit, but we're going to track your butt. And you got so many days, and then you're home. You're out of here. Right? Start doing it the right way. Start getting the quality people in here that basically deserve, a chance at a better life. These other people that are going to come just suck off the system. No, thank you. No. Their best bet is going to be people like Nancy Pelosi and the left that need their gardeners and their maids and stuff. They're going to have to get them illegally because we're not going to allow it anymore. It's got to stop. This is crazy. It's just, look what has happened to Europe. Look at the UK. Look at France. Look at Italy. Man, how about Germany? Wow, they're getting after it. Have you seen those videos? I saw one last night coming home on the plane of a 2 big John Deere tractors with scoops on the front of them going up to a military armored vehicle and just shoving him back. And then there's this line of cops sitting there, and this guy's got a spreader, and he's spraying manure all over these cops. They're in riot gear, and he's just spraying it. I think it's manure. I don't know what it is, but he's just covering them, man. And they're doing that to all the government buildings. Germany, they've said enough. They're trying to kill their agriculture. They're trying to kill all our agriculture. It's crazy. I can't believe we've let it go this far. I can't believe there's so many silent people in the realm of science that sit there and help develop these GMOs, that help develop these different pesticides and these artificial, ingredients and stuff. No, they're not good for us, but they do it in the name of, it's my job. It's my job. That's what I got to do. Oh, man, look how far we've gotten because people just won't do the right thing because of money. It's all about money. And everybody's got to live right. But look what you've done. You were a part of it, you know. And in the medical field, like I told Kathy, when they started bringing in all this DEI stuff, and they started quite a while ago, you know, we started having these freaking meetings about, okay, now, you know, here's what. And I started having a bad feeling, and that's when I jumped out of the working in hospitals exclusively to be in a contract, so I could go somewhere and anonymity, work 13 weeks, and get out of there, right? Because it was just getting too politically correct. And now you should see the stuff Kathy's having to go through. And I warned her it was coming. And now that it's hitting her table, because in the beginning, all the DEI stuff I was talking to her about, she's like, well, we hadn't seen that. It's not now. They're not seeing that. Now she's seen it. Now it's coming. And it's weird because it's so late for them. I think their leadership gave into the money. That crappy guy, Danville, here in Texas, that was Speaker of the House, that tried to impeach Ken Paxton and failed. He came to Baptist Hospital, and they gave him a tour, and he okayed $7 million for this hospital for a mental health facility. Well, it wasn't long, year and a half ago, that got implemented, and they're going to start getting money for it, that this DEI stuff started rolling in. Coincidence? I don't know. It's just weird, right? So, so this whole border thing, and come election, I saw a guy doing a video that said, I got 3 family members that are in big cities, and they work with the police department, and they're quietly behind the scenes forming riot task forces. They're getting people who, you know, who want to lead them, getting them in, starting to brief them, and then, you know, they're going to start lining up the people for riots. This is Texas. So I'm inclined to think that they're going to be unlike in 2020, the Summer of Love. They try that in Texas, and we're going to squash it. We're going to let people burn buildings and burn cars and loot and all that. Not going to happen. But here we go, guys. It's just going to get crazier from here. And, you know, the reason they say they're pretty sure Michael's gonna step in and save the party is people that know Obama's been gathering donors and stuff. He's been getting a team together, and they need chaos. They need something. So Joe, in his last 3 or 4 months, can go, wait, look at this. These radicals on the right, these white supremacists. We got to do something. And I wouldn't doubt if he didn't try to pull martial law. I watched a constitutional scholar a month or so ago talking about how martial law is illegal. You can't do martial law in the United States. You just can't, because each community has law enforcement and stuff. And if they have a problem there, they can handle their situation. You just don't blanket the federal government and troops, you know, into every city and enforce these martial law boundaries. Yeah, it's unconstitutional. You know, it falls into what is it? Which amendment is it? I forget. It's an early one where you can't be forced to quarter, you know, or accommodate troops in your town. And a lot of people, you know, they try to interpret that by saying, well, you know, they can't come take your house over and sleep in it and use it. No, it means giving them any aid. You can't bring in the military and then start feeding them and clothing them and all that. Not the military. The military is supposed to take care of itself, right? It's self-contained. A community shouldn't be imposed with the military and then forced, to accommodate them. It's the military. And so, interesting times we live in, folks. I'm telling you, this is interesting. But my whole life, it's been built into one way or the other. We get here and we keep going to the left, harder, more tyranny, more socialism, on to communism. Like the guy, what was his name? The Russian guy back in the 60s when he told people, they're going to ruin you from the inside. They're not going to attack you. They're going to demoralize you. They're going to ruin your education. They're going to ruin your food. They're going to ruin your political systems. They're going to ruin everything. You're going to do it from within. Y'all are going to do it to yourselves. Because there's enough chicken shits out there that'll do anything for the money. They don't have any conscience. They don't care about their country. They don't care about their community. They just want what they want. They want their cars. They want their houses. There's proof of that all over the place. Because, all these companies, especially the big pharma and stuff, there's thousands of people that work there. And thousands of those people in some form or fashion have probably asked themselves, what is this for? What do we do? Why aren't we doing the proper procedure on this? Hey, boss, aren't we supposed to do this? Where are those people? Where are those people? Because, and that's another thing. I wouldn't doubt if most all these places, people that work on the stuff their bad intentions are with, that they don't make them sign non-disclosures or something. And these people take it, so serious that, oh man, I'm on a non-disclosure. I can't tell you, even if it's harming your neighbor, even if it, it would harm your family potentially. They do it because they've been pressured by a legal quandary they've been put into, and they're getting paid good. So what I do, I ain't gonna rock the boat. Not me. They've done the studies that show they have actors with one person and they ask them a question and everybody but that one person gives the wrong answer and that person goes along with them. No one is wrong. They know it's wrong, but they go along with the crowd. And that's what these people have done in these businesses for decades now. And they just keep their heads down and they don't say nothing. They just want to get paid. I don't want no trouble. I don't want to get called into HR and written up. I don't want them to look at my social media and firing me. It was terrible. I can't believe people sat by and let the censorship happen that way. I can't believe people got fired for posting their constitutionally protected opinions. People got fired for forwarding, for sharing, memes. Think about that. That's that's crazy. That's like when you're in school and you have a number 2 pencil. If you didn't have a number 2 pencil, the teacher would give you one. But in this situation, if you don't have a number 2 pencil, you're going to get suspended. What are you doing? You can't do that. You have to conform if you're not with the program. No matter how bad the program is. No matter. That's what kills me. No matter how bad the product is they're turning out, whether it be the financial system, agriculture, food, the farmers have been they've been put into a box as regulations for so long. I watched a video of a guy said his parents, his family started their farm in like 1950, and he said 1955 or so. Guy from the Department of Agriculture came to him with fertilizer, And he said, he sold them on just take some of this. He took them out and he said, we'll just put some in a circle here on your crops and we'll see what happens in the next weeks and month. And of course, sodium nitrate, fertilizer would grow bigger than the rest of the stuff. And of course, the farmers were like, wow, okay. So they jumped on board. But now, decades later, the soil is dead. That sodium nitrate kills all the microbes, bacteria, everything you need for good fertile soil. And they've systematically killed off our land under the guise of, hey, this science will make your natural products better. And we fell for it. They fell for it. The first few fell for it, and then they used those people to get everybody else to fall in line. Well, look at Mr. Johnson's farm. He's making twice what you are. He's got the advantage unless you get on board. Same thing with the early GMOs. Do you want to double your crops? We've got a seed for you. And then, whoa, that's pretty good. Nobody asked, what's a GMO? Is it the same as my regular corn? Is it got the same nutritional value? Did they even ask those questions? It makes you wonder. What in... Oh, man. That's the sign of what people wouldn't do for money. And farmers are no different than anybody else. Stature. I know out in West Texas, the biggest cotton farmers, everybody knew who they were. They had their reputations. They, no different than any other industry. But folks, we are in quite a situation here. Very interesting times. Protect our homes. It's coming down to each individual. You're going to have to protect your own because they ain't going to be there for you. They just ain't going to be there for you. All these videos coming out of the police brutality, their attitudes is what gets me. I've only seen a couple where the cop's attitude was not say a word, listen to what the person says, and understand what they're talking about. And go, you're right. You do have a First Amendment right to video here. You're free to go. Thank you. Very seldom does that happen. It's always no, I have the authority. No, I have the authority. I can do what I want. I can arrest you right now. And the people are like, what crime did I commit? You're obstructing. You're obstructing. Yeah, I'm obstructing your ability to violate my rights. Yes, I am. I am obstructing that. And I'm going to always obstruct that. You're not going to keep me from obstructing that. Your ability to violate my First, Second Amendment rights is just, I ain't going to allow it. You're going to have to violate them to get me to do what you want me to do. And that's the biggest lesson we got to learn, people, in this next year is First Amendment protects the stuff you don't like. Everybody's good with what they want to hear. It's the stuff you don't want to hear, the stuff that makes you mad, the stuff that makes you go, that can't be true, you're wrong. Yeah, well, they got a right to say it. It may piss you off. You may not like it. But you have the right to do the same thing. You can do it right back to them. Any way you want it. You can say whatever you want to them. You can. And this whole propaganda of anti-Semitism and racism and white supremacy and all that, just that dumb podcast guy, Charmaine the God, said on a podcast the other day, well, if Trump wins again, that will solidify for me that this country is based on racism, systematic racism. If he wins, it's proof there's systematic racism. It's just like, wow, how long are conservative Christians going to let them beat us over the head with that fallacy? It just, I've had enough of that. I've just had enough. You keep calling us racists and white supremacists and all that, and all we are is human supremacists. We just want leave people alone. Let them live their lives. You know, they have rights. You know, let them. Just leave us alone. Get out of our schools. Get out of our food. Get out of our health care. Go away. We can do this. We were doing it before you came along, and we were doing it way better. We were doing everything better. Think about that, guys. You can't name something that we weren't doing better at before the federal government got involved. Everything was better. You name it, manufacturing. Saw a great video of a guy had a refrigerator that is probably 70 years old or more. And opened it up, and those things were so cool. They were so well built. They were so neat. You open it up, shelves come out, they move easy. Bottom buckets, they turn. There's 3 of them. It's got a heated butter dish in the door. It's got an ice maker. You know, where'd that go? Why did they squash that technology? Why did they insist on taking stuff that lasts 50, 60 years, 70 years, you know, and replace it with something that don't last 5, 10? Money. That's the evil. The evil is the greed and the covetousness and stuff. It's just wow. In my lifetime alone, it's gotten so bad. I'm embarrassed over what we've done and what we've let happen. I'm as guilty as anybody. You know, I've always, you know, gone upstream on most things, but I guess I should have been more engaged. You know, I should have been in those positions to see what was going on, but I chose to stay back from it. You know, my dad got asked a couple of times to run for like a city council for our part of town and stuff, and he always passed it up. Me and my brother, we encouraged him. Oh, dude, yeah, do it. Nah, he didn't understand that. So yeah, but who's gonna stand up for Christian values and stuff? Well, who's gonna stand up for smart business decisions for the town? You know these dingleberries that are in there. They don't know how to run businesses. But he would never do it. And his generation, and now it's on us. And if Generation X don't get our shit together, this ain't gonna go on much longer. They've got a good foothold, guys. Our parents and us. Let them get that foothold. They let them get it. After World War I, Depression, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, they just had our parents they were punch drunk. They didn't know what was right. They would do anything. They would follow whatever. When they were told this was better, they believed it was better. It was sad. It was sad what they did to our parents and our grandparents to a point. They took all the natural stuff from our grandparents, the natural healing stuff, the natural agriculture, the smaller government. They took all that from our grandparents. And then our parents were told by their parents, you got to listen. You got to do what you're told. Follow the rules. Listen to the teacher. She's always right. That's where we are. But I'm home. Good to be home. I hope this channel doesn't get taken down again for the stuff I said in this. Come on, YouTube. Just my opinion. I'm allowed to voice my opinion. I'm just reporting what I've read from your media and other media. So don't take my channel down. If they take it down one more time before April, I think I'll lose it altogether because I'm such a threat. I mean, I've got such reach. My platform is so big. I got them scared. That's what I got. I got them scared of me. Isn't that something? My wife was literally worried going through customs, and we have our passports, of course. You have to. She was worried that I might be flagged. She was worried that I might be flagged for some reason for shit I've said online. She was really legitimately worried. I was laughing at her. No, they're not. But a little bit, I thought. They've taken down my channel plenty of times. Is it possible? But no, it was smooth sailing. It was good. We we had fun getting away together. It wasn't too bad. But guys, everybody, pray for Texas. Pray for God's hand. You know, this is until the last 20 years, the influx of the East Coast and the West Coast into Texas. We're still pretty red when you get down to it, person to person. But these big cities have just been inundated with these radical leftists, and like we always do as conservatives and Republicans, we concentrate on our work, our family, our relationship with God. We're not interested in the political positions. We're just not. But we've got to start being, because we let them do it. They like it. They like the control and the power. And for too long, we said, oh, hey, he's got a master's degree. I got pretty smart. He'd be a good city councilman. You know, he'd be a good mayor. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. We got away from people who had common sense, who were logical and reasonable. We got away from that kind of leadership for somebody with a piece of paper. He's got a degree. You know, he was a business major. He's going to run this city great. Doesn't mean he's going to run it great. What about, remember the old saying? That old guy, he made it. He made it to be a millionaire on just an 8th grade education. Well, Jesus Christ. And in 1897, the test to graduate 8th grade was so hard that PhDs today can't pass it. Think about that. 8th grade test, 1897. PhDs of today cannot pass it. That's a fact. You can look that up. It's crazy. I looked at it. I couldn't answer. Me and Kat together thought we could answer one of the questions right. We thought we were pretty good on it. But the rest of them, we were just like, I don't know. So the world has changed at their hand, and we've allowed it. And the only ones that can change it is us. If we don't start getting our heads out of the sand and look up, don't let it happen. Say no. Anymore, you gotta start being diligent in your local elections. Know who these people are. Know them. Know who they are and what they stand for. Don't just check a box because they're a Republican or a Democrat. It don't matter. You gotta know who they are and what they want. Because every politician, when they're asked, is, well, what do you want? I want what's best for the people. And in code, they mean their people, them, and their ilk. They want what's best for them. And it's obvious. So we got to do something, folks. Protect your home. I'm over an hour now for the 4 or 5 people that have watched. I appreciate it. Y'all help with my massive reach that YouTube finds so dangerous. I appreciate y'all. I'll cut it off here at 1 hour and 2 minutes. Jeez, I was rambling, wasn't I? I hope that was all coherent to a point. But all right, guys, I love y'all. Good discernment and good vibrations. Take care.